What up, world? 4th&20 Sports. We are back with another video, episode 44, live and in high demand. No, it's that one. Yeah, I was like, that's not the button you're supposed to press. You're supposed to press the other button. It's your boy, AJ Johnson, your favorite host of almost all time. I won't go all time. There's a lot of good hosts, I'll be honest. But 4th&20 Sports for sure, definitely me. And then there's that other guy that I like to record with, my buddy, Max. How you doing, Max?
You know, as the founder and the actual favorite host, I find it quite insulting that you can continue to be this blasphemous and lie to our viewers. We said we wouldn't lie to them.
Yeah, we said that like 43 episodes ago, and you broke that episode too, so I thought it was like fair game. I thought we could just go on with how our feels were.
You know what? Fine, as long as we admit that you were just
that you no. That's not what I was saying. You know, don't control the narrative. We go through this every single week.
I'm just saying that you went ahead and said that you just lied on the
that's
episode
you
by
jumping
saying
to
that you were the favorite
conclusions.
host.
You jumping to
It's
conclusions.
fine.
No, that's not what I said. I said
You all heard it.
Anyways, you know what? Because I'm the bigger man.
You definitely
Shut your
are.
face. I saw you're so predictable. You know what? Now you don't get it. You know what? You don't get it. But you guys out there, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. I'm wearing red for you. I thought I had a heart's tie, but I did not. Mad Scientist, what is good? Thank you for joining. Get everybody else on so they can watch and see what we do here at 4th&20 Sports. We are just jumping in. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there. And also, sadly, to start that happy, my heart does go out to all those in South Florida in the Fort Lauderdale area. There was a very sad school shooting. I don't know all the details. They're still covering it, so if that's something that you've been following, drop a line, let us know what's going on. We probably won't focus on it, but really, it's a sad thing to hear about, and I hope for the best that all those kids down there are safe, their parents and families have everybody accounted for and whatnot. Max, you got Valentine's Day plans? You got anything big going on?
I'm going to drink alone.
You're going to drink alone?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you going to buy yourself chocolates?
No, still on that diet.
If you had, let's say you had a Valentine's date and you brought her a box of heart-shaped chocolates and she said, sorry, I couldn't eat them, I'm on a diet, how would you react? Real talk. Not you as a person who goes to the gym every single day looking for your swole mate. You as a person who's normal.
I mean, I'd be a little upset that I spent money, but other than that, I mean, hey,
you get it?
I don't really care.
Can I tell you what I would do? I would say, okay. I would then open said box and I would eat the chocolates in front of her. That's what she deserves. Even if you're on a diet, you don't say that. You just take them home and you let them sit there. I had a girl buy me a Kit Kat bar one time just because she was being nice, and I was driving her somewhere, and I didn't have the heart to tell her I'm not really a big fan of like candy and chocolate and sweets. That Kit Kat bar stayed in my fridge for like a month and a half until somebody was like, "Oh my god, you got Kit Kat?" I was like, "Please take it." I literally will not.
Did I eat that Kit Kat?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was before our wonderful time of new life. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got a good show for you today here on 4th&20 Sports. We are going to cover a little bit of, a lot of NBA. We're coming up to the All-Star break this weekend. I'm stoked for that. We just passed the trade deadline. We weren't able to get on and talk to you guys a little bit about that, so we're going to talk a little bit about it today. And I mean, I guess we might as well say relevant. The Olympics, the Winter Olympics are going on. Max, I know you have feels about the Olympics. Where are you at on that now?
Well, as many of you guys who've been with us from the beginning have heard me rant about how I only care about the Olympics when we're at war with a country we can beat in them. And that's the only time where my patriotism really comes out for that. And I do say that, contrary to a lot of people, I happen to like the Winter Olympics more than the Summer Olympics. And I like them more because there's such more of a risk of catastrophe. I mean, we've already seen it in the bobsled. I mean, who doesn't love it when a figure skater falls? I mean, there's just so many things that can go wrong. That's my favorite part. I mean, yeah, unfortunately what happened to Paul George in his Olympic run was awful, but that's so rare. But, I mean, have you seen a bobsled and how crazy that is? The figure skaters fall almost every time. I mean, the safest sport at
almost every time. They're Olympic athletes. They should never fall. What do you mean? Almost every time.
I mean, I see.
Are you just watching the qualifiers?
No, I'm just watching my highlight reel, which is the blooper reel of the Olympics. The wipeouts are the best part. The best part of the Olympics, or the Winter Olympics, at least.
So it's not that you like the Winter Olympics. You just like watching people fail.
Yeah.
So how do you not like the Summer Olympics? I mean, what you're waiting for in the bobsled and the luge, the same thing that happens in the BMX biking and the downhill biking in the Summer Olympics.
That's just
and the
weird.
Summer Olympics
That's
are easy.
part of the Olympics.
How? Okay, so it's weird that biking is a part of the Olympics, but bobsledding, something you probably only ever see every 4 years when the Olympics come around, is not weird. You're used to that.
I'm used to it because I was born watching that. There's snowboarding.
You were born watching bobsledding and luging.
Like that was a part of the Winter Olympics from the beginning, from what I can remember. But we just had to add stuff that's more relevant now because I don't know. Nobody wants to watch fencing. I don't know.
What? No, actually, fencing's pretty dope. If you understand sword fighting and you watch fencing, you would have an appreciation for it. But that's not the point. I mean, I'll give you this. Fencing is a cooler version in the summer sports than winter sports curling. Like,
I love curling.
No, you don't.
I love curling.
The people who participate in curling don't even love curling.
Are you kidding? That thing is hysterical. It's the most entertaining.
It's like young people shuffleboard. Yeah. No.
Hey,
curling.
Man.
Oh my god.
That stuff is real.
You know
fun
when I like
watch.
curling? You know when I like curling? When Geico puts a commercial on and they're just kicking the disc into the middle. Mm-hmm. Like that's my type of curling. The ironic fun making of the actual sport of curling.
I mean, watching curling, the best part about it is making fun of curling.
I'd rather watch baseball. Like a 16-inning game of baseball. You know how I feel about extra inning baseball when it goes more than 11 innings possible. Even that's all.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's also undeniable that Summer Olympics are much better than...
No, and I understand, but I also don't like watching the basketball in the Summer Olympics. I don't need to see Australia versus America. It's garbage.
I mean, no, but see, that's exactly what you're waiting for. You're waiting to watch America dominate the other countries. No, we're not in war, but it's not. Is it not fun to just watch us be superior?
But I'm also like, I don't care how fast people run or swim. I don't. But I do think it's pretty entertaining that people will risk their lives to go really fast down a hill. I mean, the Winter Olympics are very much so the rich man's Olympics. Our competitors come from nice areas of California or Aspen, Colorado.
The only thing I watched in the Winter Olympics really, and I was upset. I don't know if they did it backwards this year, or whatever. But I basically only watched the snowboarding and the half pipe. That's about it. And the Winter Olympics this year, February 8th to the 25th. It's the 14th and snowboarding's over. What do you want me to watch for the next 9 days? I'm not turning on anything else. I was watching the cross country skiing the other day, and God, what the hell that they put them through. You know what it's like to finally get some steam going downhill? Up, there's another uphill. Let's watch you walk with your little skis through the treks of the horrible flat land you haven't. Oh, it's sore. It's 37 minutes, and they still had another 3-4 miles to go. Why would you do that to yourself? No, that's not accurate numbers because again, I don't watch the sport, so I don't really know how long how far they're going.
And I also I hate calling it sports. I mean,
that's a sport.
They're games.
That's a sport.
They're games. They're endurance trials. They're games.
I mean, I'll give you.
Welcome to the show, TC.
There's no defense. I guess it's games, but to me, it's a sport because of the actual physical nature that these guys have to be in ridiculous shape. Would you
without
say
a defense, it's not a sport.
Would you say drag car racing or NASCAR is a sport?
And NASCAR is a sport because other drivers can inhibit your driving.
Well, in the cross-country skiing, they can play defense. I can cut you off all the time.
I don't know. I don't know about that, but I don't watch it, so I don't know.
Oh, okay. So we're in agreement the Summer Olympics are better?
Not any bit what I said.
I definitely heard that from you.
Well, you also have horrible hearing, so...
No, actually, the hearing's probably my best attribute.
That's
kind of blind. Anyways, 4th&20 Sports. While we're here, shout-outs to, the Americans, Chloe Kim and Shaun White killing the half pipe. That was dope. I watched both of their gold medal runs. Back-to-back 1440s, back-to-back 1080s, respectively. Those guys were great. I thoroughly enjoyed it. If anyone has the links to their entire runs, so I don't have to go search for it, please drop it on the video, so I can go watch these runs. It'd be wonderful. I love it. It was great. It was great. I could relive it all day.
Probably NBC.
Yeah, but I don't want to support. I mean, just like I don't want to support. Girl Scout cookies are a thing. They're back in. They're back in rotation. I got TC asking about it, so I figured I'd let him know. Anyways, we're here to talk some. We're ready to talk some NBA. You about it?
Yes.
4th and 20 Sports. We're getting the show going. 4th and 20 Sports on WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls. Last week, the NBA trade deadline. As we alluded to, one of our favorite holidays. It was quite amazing. This one was interesting. See, so the ones that I wait for, the ones where like you weren't even expecting it, of course, and you have this team on the right and that team on the left. You have like 6 or 7 teams just drop deals. That's not what we saw this time. Yet it was just as satisfying. Thanks to the Cleveland Cavaliers, who made a very smart move and realized that their team was going nowhere but down like a Titanic, and they shipped out everybody. And when I say everybody, I mean
6 people.
Everybody. Yeah. I was literally waiting for the deadline to happen, and breaking news, LeBron James waives his no-trade clause, headed to the Houston Rockets or something. Like, could you imagine? That would be...
I would have.
So, let's just a quick recap on what the Cavs did here. They traded Isaiah Thomas and Channing Frye, along with the 2018 first-round pick, to the Lakers to get Jordan Clarkson and Larry Nance. That was the first piece of news. I remember going crazy. I was at work when this happened, and I had to step out because I was losing my mind. And then I get back inside work, and I'm done. I'm hanging out. I'm breathing. And then I find out that they also did a 3-team deal where they sent Jay Crowder and D Rose to the Jazz. The Sacramento Kings got Joe Johnson and Iman Shumpert with a 2020 second-round pick. And the Cavs got George Hill and Rodney Hood. And the best part of this story, they sent your boy, D-Wade, back home to Wade County just for a second-round pick in 2019.
A heavily protected second-round pick.
But, and the crazy thing about that was the first deal that the Cavs and the Heat did since LeBron left and went to Miami. 7 years, they're like, nah, we're not doing business with you. But to send D-Wade back, well, it was great. It was dope. That was cool. His premiere wasn't
good
great.
For Pat Riley. I'm glad that, honestly, this was definitely something I was happy to see for Dwayne Wade. He definitely should have he should have never left Miami. But he was also kind of mad at Dad, and he was mad at Pat Riley, and he was like, no, I deserve this. And it's like, well,
hey, dude, if you're going to give Tyler Johnson $50 million and try to give D-Wade, what was it, like 28 or 30? I get it. He's older, and he's... But, I mean, without him, do you have championships?
No, because LeBron doesn't go to Miami without Wade there.
And, him and Shaq doesn't do it.
Well, he doesn't win without Shaq.
I mean, but Shaq doesn't win without D-Wade in Miami. In Miami. That was a squad. So, I mean, I get it, though. He was definitely snubbed. I didn't blame him for leaving. I mean, he didn't want to leave. He knew that. Everyone knew that, but it was a principle. You're not going to do me like that way for Tyler Johnson. And what's he doing nowadays? What's Tyler Johnson up to?
Tyler Johnson's not having a bad year. I mean, the Heat are quietly having a great year.
Is he having a $50 million year?
I mean, he's not making $50 million a year.
You get the point. You get the point.
You can't you say that, but Timofey Mozgov and Kelly Olynyk got bigger deals than Tyler Johnson did.
Yeah,
and they're not good.
I mean, Mozgov was a product of
the Cavs.
Working with LeBron. I get that. He had a great little season with them.
So my point is, I get being a little upset, especially considering as a guy who was playing in the league before all the money started rolling in, Wade started. I mean, I don't feel bad that you're upset that you're not getting millions of dollars. Dwayne Wade, the Converse contract you had alone has made you more money than you're ever going to need. So why are you complaining being part of a team that you love? I hate that. I honestly, one thing I hate about these superstar players is they don't understand how lucky they are that they actually have advertisement contracts, that they have people like that. Derrick Rose still gets paid by Adidas. Yeah. He gets paid so much that in his contract, his brother has to get $250,000 a year. That's a part of his Adidas contract. So the concept of me caring about what you're making now, you could all these superstars that get these endorsement deals could take veteran minimum contracts at this point and form super teams if they wanted to. But no, their egos are so big, they're literally just, it's a whole league of wide receivers. It's like seeing Des Bryant and T.O. play basketball. Like, these guys are just so dramatic, so over the top, that as soon as they feel that their value is questioned, the value isn't questioned. You're getting hundreds of millions of dollars to wear shoes. You're a Kardashian. Like, stop it. There are players out there that need that money as much as you do, and so I'm off of what we were talking about.
It's right on. But I agree with you as far as the advertisements go. When it comes to your money contract, your actual team contract, I get that 120%. You were talking about a man who you once upon a time looked at as the franchise, and now want to be the vet that brings your franchise exactly where it needs to be. There's value in that, number one. And number two, something, I don't remember who it was. I remember being NFL, and there's people complaining about money. And he was like, no, I get it. People realize we make a lot of money. But they don't always realize that our lifestyle and the things that we do, like the schools that we put our kids in, the places that we do this, the places we do that, are also a lot more expensive than what anyone else is used to. You know, like I now make the money that I can put my kid in the best school of all time if that's the thing I want to do. With the money that you're dropping people off, exactly. With the money dropping off, that's not something they can always put together. And I get that. Like, I don't understand it because I don't have that lifestyle. But if you guys want to help with that, we're down to get some sponsors. Anyways, you know, so I understand where he's coming from. 50 million, yes, it's a lot. I get it. I don't think it was so much that he wasn't getting 50 million.
Dwayne Wade's kid and Chris Paul's kid have a better funded podcast than Jalen and Jacoby on ESPN. Okay. So what I'm saying is, that's not an excuse. That's not an excuse. If Dwayne Wade really, like, and I understand more of a ego contest between Pat Riley. Yes, there's value in veteran leadership. That's why the veteran contracts like Tyson Chandler. That's called veteran leadership. No, Dwayne Wade.
That's a whole different level.
Dwayne Wade practically killed the locker room in Cleveland. I mean,
that was LeBron's fault. Don't blame D Wade for just going where the chance would be to win another title. Why would you? Hey, no, I can't go there. I don't think I'd be a good fit. You're not thinking about the locker room. You're thinking about being on the court and what he can do with LeBron.
Well, he almost helped them make sure that they wouldn't get one.
Look, are you going to hate on the man because everybody else was hating on him? Just because he's in the locker room and he's with LeBron, I get it. It was toxic. The way LeBron was able to or be isolated because of D Wade being there. I understand that. But, like, I mean, again, he didn't ask to go there. He didn't say, hey, can I please come to Cleveland? They asked about him getting there, and he was like, sure, I'll sign with you. He's supposed to say no?
I mean, he could have chosen other places.
For what reason? If you were in the Eastern Conference, which you already are, weren't going anywhere else, you're either going to be on the Bulls, you're going to get bought out by the Bulls, and go back to Miami at the very least. But you have a shot with LeBron, who just acquired Isaiah Thomas, who just acquired Jay Crowder, who they thought would be a great
And I was day one against the Isaiah Thomas trade.
I don't think it was as good as it should have been. But at the time when they got together, you look at that talent, you would think this could be something special. This is something nobody, you apparently, but nobody can look at that and look at that roster and say, oh, they're gonna lose, they're gonna drop 10 games in a row or whatever.
Man hip injury, Isaiah Thomas, and then Jay Crowder, who I don't like Jay Crowder at all. So them getting that, the best part of that deal that they got was a pick that wasn't going to be on their team yet. It's a guy that has not even emerged to be drafted. So I get it. Frankly, I think what the Cavs did is much better. Their team looks 100% better. Yeah. But it's funny because this honestly feels more of like, I don't think Dan Gilbert has a ton of faith in this team winning a championship because they're still the Warriors. I mean, yes, they just became, once again, in my eyes, now they're right there as a top dog in the East. But come on, they're not beating the Warriors. The Warriors get to coach themselves now.
I mean, to be honest, right now there's not it's not real chance that the Rockets can't beat the Warriors. I mean, I said that horribly, but I mean it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Rockets won't beat the Warriors this year. I was day one on that ship of the Rockets with Chris Paul and James Harden, and what they've been able to do. Are they still undefeated with Clint and Harden and Chris Paul in the lineup?
I don't know because they can barely stay in the lineup all at once.
I mean, they've had little spurts, but see, and you're giving it. Nah, anyway, I won't even jump on that. Quick aside, Laura, I agree. The Shaun White's back-to-back 1440s in the Olympics were great. I probably watched that run two or three times right afterwards. Yeah, it was elite. That was a great insight for the show. Shout out to Laura. But yeah, I mean, either way, so it didn't work out with the Cavs, as we saw, and like it was toxic, to use a better word than most, but for like
it was just
you know what, you never skip over your words. Is that what you're gonna say?
You never skip over your words. That's right. Anyway,
you go ahead. Why don't you just take the lead? I'll just chill.
But what I think that they actually finally got was a great veteran leader as their point guard in George Hill. George Hill, he's got the Spurs experience. He's got all of that knowledge. And, you know, frankly, LeBron loves playing with Greg Popovich players. Rodney Hood is not a guy that has to demand the ball. He's kind of a secondary third option. So that's a great thing. He's super athletic. He's about 25 years old when he didn't fit in Utah anymore with Donovan Mitchell coming up. Then I think the best thing out of that, getting rid of Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder, was that they brought in two guys with good chemistry off the bench of the Lakers, who are young and have good talent. They just cost a lot of money. Well, that's the funniest part about the trade, is that they got rid of 6 people and only took in 4, and still their payroll went up.
Yeah,
that right
but
there. But
that's something I think they were willing to take on the thought process that LeBron's leading. I mean,
I think, well, and it's another thing where Dan Gilbert's like, you're not going to blame me. I did everything I could for you, LeBron. Yeah. And that's just how it is. And obviously LeBron is 1 foot out the door. That's why I don't think that they win the championship. I wouldn't even be surprised if they don't make it. That's just, it has the feeling of when he lost to the Celtics the last time as the Cavs. And then he walked out and and took his talents to South Beach. Not this time.
No, not going back to Miami?
Honestly, it would be a good fit. It would be a great hit. I mean, LeBron, Whiteside, Wade, you got Tyler Johnson, Dragic would be a great point guard. But the thing that people forget is that was the main reason that Isaiah Thomas didn't mesh with LeBron, is that Isaiah Thomas is the point guard. He's not a tool in LeBron's arsenal. He is a guy that dictates the offense whenever he's point guard, and it generally means that he has the ball. Now, the thing that they liked him for was that he was clutch in the fourth quarter. That's what they wanted out of Isaiah Thomas, because LeBron is not exactly the most clutch person in the fourth quarter.
Unfortunately, they weren't ever really in many positions to be clutch in the fourth quarter, except the one where LeBron caught the ball at the free throw line and hit the step back fade for the game winner.
Yeah, he learned that from Melo. That was a beautiful shot.
It was a beautiful shot. The step was good. I mean, to do it on Jimmy Butler too.
Yeah. Well, and also LeBron's the best passer in the game. He's 100% the best passer in the game. And what he does on the court with his vision, he does stuff that people wouldn't even think of attempting, and it's amazing. And I may not like LeBron, but I respect the hell out of his game. And
sound like me and Kobe.
well, LeBron just has a horrible attitude in my eyes. I hate his attitude whenever he's speaking to the media and whenever I see him talking to his coaches. He's very and not even in the way that Kobe and Jordan did it, where like, I'm the greatest. It's kind of just like, you know, it's really hard being the greatest. And it's like, shut up. No. Nobody wants to hear how hard it is being great. That's not what anyone wants to hear. No one does.
You were talking about a man. Who's been in the spotlight since he was 14. Like, I'm talking national spotlight.
Take that out on Windhorst.
I'm talking like people, like 5,000 people coming to sell out of the game that he's playing in high school. Like, I mean, there's so much pressure. Even when he's not the one to blame, that's who's taking the blame. So, yeah, I'm going to be mad at coaches when they're not doing things. Yeah, I'm going to be mad at the front office when they're not giving me what I need. I understand that 100%. Like, if I'm going to take all the blame, I'm going to make sure that I'm the one to be blamed if there's something wrong. I mean, if people are always going to talk about you, why not be a part of the narrative that's being put out there? Like, if you're going to talk about me, I'm going to give you something to talk about. And I'll make sure that it's not what I don't want you talking about. That makes sense?
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little bit.
Not even a little
bit.
Didn't follow
so
that
you
at all.
so you're ignoring me. Basically,
oh my god!
What you're getting at.
Just in. Janikowski's a free agent.
Didn't he just sign a big contract?
He got cut.
I would love to see how that affects the Raiders. John Gruden went up in there, and said, "Hey, buddy, time to go."
The Bucs could use him.
No, they're getting Aguayo back.
No. Who did Aguayo sign with?
The Bears, right?
No. That was he got cut from the Bears last year. He was on the Panthers practice squad, but I swear I saw Aguayo get signed. Anyway, that was a fun fact before we go to break. Seabass, see you later.
Yeah. So real quick, before we do go to break, I want to ask your opinion on some of these names that weren't traded, and if you know why or what comes to mind about it. Big names that were supposed to be looked about being traded through before the deadline that never happened. DeAndre Jordan was a big name. They've been trying to shop him for a couple months now. Kemba Walker, Tyreek Evans, Avery Bradley was another name as far as big names go.
Didn't he get traded?
Avery Bradley? No, I don't.
Yeah,
he went with Blake. No, I think they were talking about trading him from the Clippers as well, though. Like at the deadline, they were he may have been a part of the DeAndre Jordan deal to the Cavs if they could have made that work. So I'm guessing more. I know why DeAndre Jordan didn't get traded. They couldn't figure anything out. They're gonna play his bluff and see what he does at the end of the year. But Tyreek Evans, what do you think the deal was there?
Not with the first round pick.
Right. I thought it was asinine. That's what they're asking for.
Yeah. I mean, Tyreek Evans, great player, great athlete, doing really well with his team.
Best year of his career, actually, so far.
Not with the first round pick. I mean, you can't just base it off of 1 year of play. It's what he's going to do for me next year if I'm giving up a first round talent. And it happens to be, it may not be a deep draft of superstars, but it is a deep draft. There are a good amount of people that you can possibly get, and with this team losing big pieces that he's on, playoff teams don't need to just give up a first-round pick right now. And I feel that, the Celtics didn't need to give up Marcus Smart for Tyreek. I feel that Marcus Smart will come down, and he's still going to be an elite defensive player. He's still very lanky, and he's going to eventually, hopefully, find that three-point stroke. And when he does, he's going to be extremely valuable. But Tyreek Evans, he's a slasher, and he doesn't fit in with a lot of what playoff basketball is right now because slashers are a dying breed.
Fair. I mean, I think there's a spot.
He's not Russell Westbrook.
No, he's not. But who is?
Exactly. I mean, that's the slasher that you need to be playoff relevant basketball at that height.
Oh, I mean, I feel like if the Cavs actually put in some try, you might see Jeff Green be a very, very...
Jeff Green's a great alley-oop guy.
I don't know. I've seen Jeff Green take it off the dribble and put it down on people multiple times. He was one of my favorite players when he was in OKC.
Yeah, when he was on the Celtics, too.
Yeah, when he got traded to Celtics, I was super mad about it. Came back to OKC and put it on someone's head. Like, that's what he does. I think you'll come see that. But I get what you're saying. I mean, not every player these days can be the guy who's dribbling and run into the rack every time. I mean, that may actually be a part of the problem that Isaiah Thomas also had, except for the part where he's making it more often than not. I mean, he seems to be happy, as well as Jay Crowder, away from LeBron. But going off of what they were showing, I think everybody who left that squad was happy, including D. Wade.
Yeah.
But that's just my take on it. 4th&20 Sports. We're going to take a small, short, quick little break. While we're doing that, why don't you go ahead and give us a like and a follow and a share on Facebook and Twitter and SoundCloud and YouTube. Go ahead and download us on the Apple Podcast, etc., etc. And go ahead and drop a like for WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls. Go ahead and listen to some of these wonderful messages from them. We'll be right back for 4th&20 Sports.
But for you guys watching us live, all of you, lots don't look at the counter. We are just glad to have you guys here. We are still working on finding ways for you guys to be able to call in. We do appreciate you being here live with us today. But we are going to go right back into the show, and my friend AJ.
Right now?
What do you got something for the folks at home?
Yeah. I also appreciate everybody at home. Last week was a big week. We jumped up in likes on Facebook. on our way to 500 likes. So if you guys would like to be a part of that, go ahead and share our page. Let people know that we are coming. We are going to be in your face all the time. So you might as well go ahead and drop a like. In 3, 2, 4th&20 Sports, we are back with you. It's your boy AJ and your other boy Max here on WBLZ Sports, where we've got balls. Thank you guys for being with us. We highly appreciate it. Also, thanks for all the Apple podcasting and SoundClouding and the Twittering and the Facebooking likes that you just did. Thanks. Do it again and tell your friends to do it. We are on the way to 500 likes. We like it. And when we get to 500, bruh, we might have to throw a party. 4th&20, like, runway carpet party. Yeah, let's do that for 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
You don't do runway parties?
I don't do runway carpet parties. I don't know what that is. Like a red carpet?
Runway party. There's red carpet.
Yeah, you said runway carpet. We can go back later and listen to it because it is funny. But you do that all the time, where you forget what you say.
No, I do it all the time when I mesh what I say. So I have a lot going on up here, man. You can't keep up. I get it. I understand. There's a lot going on up in there.
All right, it sounds like your mouth can't keep up with what's going on.
I'm a fast thinker and a faster talker. What do you want from me? Don't answer that question.
Do not ask questions you fear the answer.
Are you ready? Are you calm? Are you timid? Tense? No? Not even a little bit?
I think you can take over, bro, for me on this one before I get started.
Alright, bro. I do have a bro. It's a decent bro. It's not angry, but I guess you could say I'm a little fed up, bro. Bro. The Los Angeles Lakers. And a little bit of a bro to myself because I hate talking about this man, but when he does things of this nature, it really makes me want to talk about this man. You already know who I'm going at. LeVar Ball. What? We're talking about a lot going on up in my mind. What goes on in this man's mind? To say some of the things that he comes out and talks about, some of the things that he publicly puts out there, whether it be a ploy to make the Big Baller brand more effective, whether it be your honest-to-God beliefs, which I do believe that he believes a lot of what he says is going to come to fruition. But his latest headline was him publicly saying in Lithuania that Lonzo Ball, in 2 years, when he's in his third year in the NBA, will not re-sign with the Los Angeles Lakers, and instead will go to any team that will sign all 3 of his sons. Bruh. First off, let's talk about the inaccuracy of that, because Lonzo will still be under contract with the Los Angeles Lakers, and even when he's off the contract, he will be a restricted free agent, which will allow the Los Angeles Lakers to match any deal that anybody else puts out there for him. So that's number 1. Number 2, didn't you yourself, LeVar Ball, say you didn't think LiAngelo would be NBA caliber? Didn't you yourself say he wouldn't make it to the NBA? So that's number 2. So you're also going to put on that he should be with Lonzo because Lonzo will make him better and he'll make Lonzo better? Is that your true opinion? And thirdly, are you also under the impression that your kids who are in Lithuania playing professional basketball only really shine when they're playing the equivalent of the G League of Lithuania, which is probably the equivalent of what could be the Z League in America? These guys put up numbers when they're playing the kids. When they're playing the adults, they average, 10 minutes? So for you to think that any team is going to put up with, first off, you, then secondly, have all of your kids on there so you can be even a bigger nuisance to their squad, to their franchise, to what they're trying to build and be superior to everybody else.
Doesn't LaMelo play the same position as Lonzo?
Apparently, Melo plays it too very well. But again, in this style of basketball, it wouldn't really matter.
Yeah.
I mean,
only the Knicks would be that dumb.
Right. Well, I mean, LaMelo would either, 1, come off the bench, or 2, would play the 2.
Yeah.
It's just I don't understand what he thought. I don't get where he thinks that would work. I don't understand. Could you name me one franchise that would be that desperate to put up with that besides the Los Angeles Lakers already?
Well, I said I agreed with Reggie Miller that Magic Johnson needed to come down on both Lonzo and LeVar and be like, look, if you're going to keep this up, we're just going to trade Lonzo.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that, but I don't think they will. And here's a part of it. I do believe that because of the media, the speculation that this is so big in the Lakers front office isn't real. I don't think the Lakers really feel this that much from LeVar Ball as we do. I don't think they're burning bridges or their house is coming down in there. But I do think it's a distraction to some extent. But what I really think needs to happen is, Lonzo, not only are you now an adult, you are also now a professional athlete that no matter what your dad believes, you are making those millions on your money. It's you may be a rookie, Lonzo, but now it's time for you to decide what your legacy is going to be. It's going to be what your dad put out there, or it's going to be what you need to make. It's time to man up and tell your father, hey, I need you to stop talking about me. What it should be. Your numbers are okay. Don't get me wrong. 10, 7, and 7 is nothing to go down as a rookie. Like, you're doing your job when you're on there. But, I mean, the Lakers also have won, 8 of their last 10 games without you?
And now you got an actual point guard on the team.
It's time for you to decide what your legacy is going to be. It's time for you to let your dad know that he needs to step back and do what he does in the shadows. Otherwise, your career is going to be a laughingstock, no matter how good you are, if it's only your dad making it work.
See Bruh. Robert Griffin III.
Bruh. Well, that was mine. I mean, dude, what you got? You got something for me?
What a bro-worthy week. We had the referee playing defense in college basketball. We had millennials taking over Twitter at the Olympics.
They take over Twitter everywhere.
With Chloe being angry and then winning the gold. Good for her. Congratulations. But, bro, I don't care if you eat churros.
She wants ice cream, bro.
Who cares? Hey, win the gold medal. I don't need to know that you're thinking about that. Like, how do you have your phone up there? You're about to go down the half pipe.
You don't part with their phone in this era.
Well, but my bro goes to the Olympics, and we have such an interesting child that just is privilege incarnate, and he is right there. His name is Red Gerard. Congrats to the young man. 17 years old, and brought us our first gold medal of the Olympics this year.
All right. Well, yeah, I didn't. I just, It was for me. Go on.
Bruh. But that young man had a rough start to his day. Red Gerard passed out during an episode of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Great show.
Only saying the name of the show because I like it.
Great show. Smart.
And after a late night of Netflix with Brooklyn Nine-Nine, it couldn't have been Netflix then.
It was. I love that you know that. Let's go with Hulu.
He fell asleep and then didn't wake up in time. And then not only did he not wake up in time, he lost his jacket on the way to the event. And then, not only that, after winning said event, miraculously, within 87,
what a goal on that.
He yelled out an expletive in the middle of an interview that I guess my bro also goes to NBC. Censors didn't catch that.
Especially on LA, by the way.
Yeah. Like, bruh.
Yeah.
But,
Holy Father was what he said.
Yeah, he said holy FireTruck, if you get my meaning. But unbelievable. Bruh. It's so funny that, but in the end, 17, I curse like a sailor out of here right now, so I know I did when I was 17. I didn't have Netflix at 17 because it wasn't a thing yet. Wow. 10 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, 2005. Netflix. Yeah, Netflix came out actually way back in the day. It just got popular and got.
Oh yeah, well it didn't have instant queue.
It
didn't have the streaming.
But yeah,
yeah. So I was waiting on
DVDs.
Yeah,
yeah, right. Oh my god, I remember that.
Waiting on that thing.
Talking about the age, 37-year-old. Am I right? Bro, doesn't it just not tell you how much better at some sports America is than everybody else? This man woke up late, ran out the door, put on a snowboard, and said, I probably could have done this in my sleep and won the gold medal. And that just reminded you that we're
not a Canadian. Max Parrott.
Well,
solid name.
Parrott?
Yep.
Okay. I figured that's what you meant. I was happy. His run was actually pretty good. I was watching the run, and I was just like, well, how did he get the gold? It's all they expect. And then he went up the first great hill, and I saw what this.
I also question whether or not they're doing any weed drug testing at the Olympics. This kid looks high.
They're not doing no.
Yeah.
I don't think they are.
I feel like the Olympic Committee controls that, not Pyeongchang.
But I get that. That's fair. But no, I don't think yeah. I mean, when were they going to do it at this point?
Yeah.
I mean, if he's clean before he gets there, he's good to go.
They're all shotgunning beers on the way to the mountains.
Yeah. That's how you support America, am I right?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Proud to be.
4th and 20 Sports. That was our bruh segment of the week. As you know, bruh's one of our favorite segments, and I'm sure you guys like it too. We should work on clipping these. I'm going to try to work on clipping these things and just putting them out there. Just as bruhs themselves. That'd be fun.
Compilation of bruh.
That'd be fun. Bruh. The book of bruh. So let's move on a little bit. We were talking NBA. Why not continue that? We are headed to the All-Star break.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Are you expecting anything great in the dunk contest?
I mean, Donovan Mitchell's been pretty impressive. I'd like to see if Victor Oladipo has anything to offer.
Yeah. He was all right his first time he did it a couple years ago. I'd love to see what he can bring this time.
I hope that Zach LaVine next year has a comeback for it. Because Aaron Gordon's not going to be in this one either.
Yeah, but Larry Nance should put on a show. That kid's got some flight. I've seen him do some ridiculous things.
Yeah, well, hopefully we will see something good. I don't know. Frankly, All-Star Weekend has become so good. I like the skill challenge, but no Kristaps to go back for his title this year. Talk about Team LeBron. Like, when we went into this, we were like, Team LeBron is unstoppable. Like, Steph Curry's team doesn't even know. And now it's just like, it's LeBron and KD, and I get it, all the other people are still All-Stars, but like,
they lost everybody.
They lost John Wall, Kevin Love, DeMarcus, Kristaps. And so now you got Kemba, you got Drummond.
You got Paul. He got Paul George though. He did get
Paul George.
He did get Paul George. So Paul George, KD, LeBron, right there. I'm kind of scared. And I also have Paul George.
And then Kemba at the one.
I have Paul George to win the competition.
Really?
I do. I think he's gonna put on the show.
Who else is in that? Is Luke?
I honestly don't remember. I haven't seen the list in a little bit, but once I saw he was on it, I mean, he's shooting like 45, 46 from three right now, and he's just been like.
I feel like the 3-point contest is such a different ballgame.
I mean, everybody's on that thing going like because in a 3-point era where like that's what everybody's shooting, I could see it being a hard test, but I have faith. I have faith in Paul George this season. I got Paul George to win the 3-point contest. I don't think Steph's in it. But I do think Klay's in it.
I was pretty sure Klay was in it.
So, I mean, that'll be hard, of course, because Klay's one of the purest shooters I've ever seen. Steph Curry obviously he is. But let's see. Yeah, we got Devin Booker, Wayne Ellington, really. Paul George, Beal, Klay Thompson, Tobias Harris, Kyle Lowry, and Aaron Gordon. So Beal, Klay Thompson, and Kyle Lowry will give him a run for his money. So I got Paul George beating out Klay Thompson. Whew. Bro, that's hard. Yeah.
I go Klay. I like Klay.
I feel you.
He's calm and collected. But he doesn't get to play defense in this, so.
That's even better. He can just throw it up there. Just shoot all day. When you get a stroke, by the time you get to that second rack, if you're in a stroke yet, it could be over. It could be over. I know. But I got Paul George winning.
Did you see the preview for the movie?
Yeah. That was wonderful. The Uncle Drew movie coming out is gonna be great. Let's see. It's
Nate Robinson, Kyrie, Reggie Miller,
Chris Webber
are
the old guy players. Lil Rel, the comedian, who's the lead guy. I'm happy for him because like I saw his one stand-up comedy and I was like,
Kevin Hart,
bring him on.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart put him on Netflix and I mean.
Kevin Hart playing in the
celebrity movie? I don't know.
Did he retire?
He'll probably make an appearance. I don't think he's playing though.
Paul Pierce and Tracy McGrady are. That should be fun to watch.
Should be fun.
The Rising Stars isn't going to be that good. I feel like.
Yeah, I probably miss it. This weekend always happens when I'm like doing something like big and important. I'm going to be in Gainesville. I'm going out of town, and I'm going to have to try to put it on TV secretly while I'm doing my. Whatever it is that I will be doing in Gainesville. Who knows when I go to that town. Shout out 352. I like you guys. My home, my love. Don't hate.
Swamp.
We don't have anything to do with it. I don't care about the Gators. It's just,
I'm just referring to the play.
So here, let's talk some So the All-Star Weekend will happen. They're ready to go. They're set. Take a little break, and then we come back for the second half of the season. Here's my question for you: trade deadline's passed. Squads are looking how they're going to look for the rest of the year, not counting buyouts and your little 10-day contracts and whatnot. But who do you think is set up for the best second half of the season?
Set up for the best second half of the season. I mean, you still can't hate on the Warriors. I don't think the Warriors are going to be. I think the Warriors learned their lesson of try to win every single game.
Oh yeah, I think that's one year thing.
And I think that they still have the best ability. Unfortunately, I don't think the Spurs are going to have that bounce back. I don't think that they're going to have a great second half. They're still not going to be bad. They're still the Spurs.
Right.
Hopefully, Kawhi can get back healthy. I mean, because Kawhi is probably one of the best talents in the NBA. I think with a proper signing with the buyout, you could see the Thunder and the Cavs having the best second halves of the season. That doesn't mean I don't think that the Celtics continue their winning ways. I think that Rozier's only getting better. I think that Al Horford's really stepped up this year. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum.
People sleep on Al Horford, man.
I feel bad for Jason Tatum because Ben Simmons is going to steal Rookie of the Year from him.
I mean, Jason Tatum's probably third or fourth on the list, though. I mean,
you got him behind Donovan?
I do. I mean, I think it's a 2-horse race between Donovan and Ben Simmons, and it's crazy because, and I'm mad at myself because in my NBA preview, all the hype around Lonzo at that point in time, I'm pretty sure I picked Ben Simmons in my preview. I have to go back and watch it either way, but I mentioned Donovan Mitchell because I was like, I really want to give him the vote, but I hadn't seen so much of him. But I knew this kid had a lot of hype, and I knew he was going to be something special. And he's exceeded expectations if you ask me. They've won 10 games straight on his back. He's dropped 40 at least once or twice in that, and I still think Ben Simmons is going to come take that from him. I mean, Ben Simmons is averaging, I think Donovan's averaging about 19.3. Ben Simmons is averaging 16.7, but he also has 7.6 assists and 7.7 rebounds to go along with that. And what he means to that team, it's undoubtable. Now, not to say Donovan Mitchell isn't a huge part of the Jazz, because without them, no, they don't win 10 in a row. They had a .02 chance to win.
Rudy Gobert isn't hurt, right?
No, he's back. And that's the other thing. Donovan Mitchell working with Rudy Gobert and the chemistry that they've built together, something special. If I was in the market, I would totally watch more Jazz games as of right now, just to really witness what this kid is putting on, because it is something special. But
who's the point guard?
Oh, Rubio. Yeah,
Rubio having a good year too.
Yeah, right. He's finally stayed okay.
Yeah, I really wanted that trade last year for the Knicks.
To the Knicks. I already talked about that.
Because the Timberwolves actually, I think if the Timberwolves did pick up Derrick Rose to have him be just a veteran leader after the buyout, I think that would be a solid move for the Timberwolves. Because the Timberwolves team. They've lost some heartbreakers recently, but that can only make them want to win more. I don't think they're broken by defeat. I think they're more engaged by it.
I don't know if Derrick Rose is the right veteran mentality for that, though. Like, you know what I mean?
Hey, his brother needs to keep getting paid, man. He needs a job in the NBA.
I get that, and people are looking for him. I think I saw that the Wizards were entertaining him on. I know they're also looking at somebody else too, but I don't remember who it was.
You see, Dellavedova and Brogdon being out, they signed Brandon Jennings to a D-League contract.
Really?
Yeah. Bringing back Brandon Jennings.
Wow, what a name.
You remember when that team had Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings?
Dude, Monte Ellis, man, could you imagine Monte Ellis got to stay to this Warriors team and like what he would bring off the bench? Monte Ellis was spectacular.
Yeah, the thing is, he would just be a slightly more explosive offensive threat than Sean Livingston, but not even close to the defensive threat that they would need.
No.
I mean, Monte Ellis is the super poor man's James Harden, where he was really good at shooting some threes. He could cut right to the hoop,
he would dunk
but then he would watch you drive by him. And in credit to James Harden,
he's a poor man then, because you sound like you just said James Harden.
Yeah, but he's nowhere near as good as James Harden.
I get that part.
So that's
and his heyday, man. That man, when James Harden was trying to find his spot on the Thunder, Monte Ellis was doing some special things. I'm just saying.
And Joe Johnson officially on the Rockets. That was
what I wanted to bring up because I don't think how often do they get in those type of games either. I mean, they will in the playoffs. So Joe Johnson's been doing it forever, bro. He was one of my favorite players on the Hawks. I used to love Joe Johnson when he came into the league. I think the best setup. I want to do. I do want to shout out to the Cavs because I mean they look different. They have been rejuvenated. There's energy. They're having fun. People playing with them.
Getting Dwayne out of the locker room was a really big help for that because the reports were that it was just LeBron and Dwayne talking in the locker room about their good times in Miami and then looking at all the other guys and going, I don't know if we can do that here. And now you got rid of some of the bad blood and you got rid of some of the people that weren't going to forget that and you bring in some new guys. I mean, they dropped that age from an average of like 28 to an average of
No, it was like from an average of 31 to 27
or something.
26, 27. Like,
yeah, and that's amazing.
Yeah, like I think that the number of dunks they had before the trade, the players that they got out, there was 13 dunks. The players they brought in, there was like 81. The 3-point percentage went up by like 7%. I mean, you got a guy in Jordan Clarkson who's, I think it's 44% catch and shoot. You got George Hill shooting 46 from the corner. What was it, Rodney Hood? No, it wasn't Rodney Hood. Who was the other guy they brought in?
Yeah, Hood.
Maybe he wasn't a catch and shoot guy, but I think he's shooting like 40-41 from the.
Yeah, he's shooting his best 3-point percentage of his career.
They've definitely gone up in all the aspects they need to be a contender. So yeah, I guess after I just made all those arguments, they look set up to have the best second half. But I also don't think they want to go as high as number one. I think they want to end up in a 3 spot or
they just want, honestly, being in the dance is being in the dance. They don't really care. They can win. With LeBron can win on any court. I think he has won on every court. So I'm not nervous for the Cavs at all. I find that really that they have the best chance, but I think there's still going to be some bumps along the road. Yes, they're off to a hot start. But now you're going to have to bring back in Kevin Love, and hopefully he's back to speed. But every time you bring in Kevin Love, for some reason, there's some hiccups along the road.
I do got to say, I'm not completely sold yet. I mean, we've only seen 2 games out of this New Look squad. They crushed the Celtics on the night 1, but, I mean, that was let's go out and play some basketball. Let's go do what we got to the NBA doing, and they did it fantastically. They beat my Thunder by 8 points the other night in a very well-played game, of course. But, I mean, you still got a lot of basketball to play in the second season. And there's going to, I mean, if you're getting to the point where you're going to end up going towards the playoffs, you got to start putting things into gear. You got to start putting these guys into placement. You got to start putting them where you need them to be and make sure they can execute the game plans that you and LeBron are going to want them to execute and do it to a high level. Otherwise, you had a lot of fun playing fun basketball right up to and right after the All-Star break, but did it mean anything if you got nothing accomplished and LeBron's out the door next season? So I think they're ready to go. I don't think they have anything to do against the Warriors. But
it might be an Eastern Conference championship squad, but it is not a championship.
Are you a believer of the best 16 teams in the NBA going to the playoffs?
Yeah, we've done that.
Yeah. Okay. I agree, especially the way the East looks now, especially with all these stars on the West Coast. But
yeah, because you know what? Yeah, fine. Tell me though, in a stacked West, we saw good teams not make the playoffs while we watched. Honestly, did that Bulls team really deserve to be in the playoffs last year? I mean, hell,
they did take the Celtics pretty far. But.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know how. Yeah. I still look back on that. I'm like,
that was so fun. It was Rondo, right? Did Rondo go?
Yeah, But as soon as Rondo went out. Which is hysterical because it's Rondo.
It's Rondo now. Not Rondo in 08 winning championships and dishing out 17 to 20 assists a game.
What his rebounding was really good. Yeah, that was probably the best draft pick of that era.
Before Westbrook, he was the dude putting up triple doubles that you weren't ready to see. That one just blew my mind. Just on the bottom ticker, 17 points, 23 assists, 12 rebounds.
He's some of the best ball vision. Not always the best passer, but some of the best ball vision in the game. Because, again, I can't take away best passer from LeBron. It's impossible.
I mean, as much as you can make D Wade look up with the glowing light of happiness on his face because of a pass he did, it was quite interesting.
It is.
You step back, it's like, bruh, what a pass! I got to smile before this layup. Oh man, well,
what an hour!
Yeah, it's been a good show.
Yeah.
4th and 20 Sports every week, Wednesdays. Happy about it. Again, we're going to figure out this call-in. I'm going to ask around, figure out how to do that with some people. We are looking for a date in March. Ladies, no, I'm kidding. We are looking for a date in March for us to for us to get on here on a different night and just sit back on the camera, have you guys ask questions, and give you what we think. You may not agree, you may argue with us, and we'd be happy to do that. So look out for that.
4th&20 after dark.
Yeah, I got early.
We'll come up, bro. We'll come up with a name for it.
Yeah, that won't be it. I don't know. No.
Troy and Abed in the morning.
Troy and Abed in the morning. Sorry. But yeah, I got. All right, who wins the All-Star game, West or East?
Well, Team LeBron, I guess.
Yes, that's West.
He plays in the East.
I know. I wanted to bug you. It's making that face is what I thrive off of. So thanks. I appreciate
Maniacal laugh.
Did you just say maniacal laugh?
You ever seen the Muppets?
In lieu of
the Muppets? Have you ever seen the Muppets?
I mean, like the show? Or
No, the movie.
With Jason C.
Yeah, great movie.
Nah,
Watch it.
I heard it was pretty awesome.
It's
Have you ever seen Crocodile Dundee 3?
No.
Me neither. I just needed a movie that I felt equivalent to ask you about. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, 4th&20 Sports, I've been AJ.
And I'm Max, and I'm severely offended. Thank you, guys.
Peace.